This is To Wit, a podcast for women in tech doing life.
Yes. And we're in person.
We're together.
Have we ever recorded in the same room?
Yes, I'm pretty sure we did once in your living room.
Oh, that's right.
I mainly remember because I have a picture, because it was like when Snapchat filters became a thing, and so I have a picture with like clouds in the background, and I have fake sunglasses on, or glasses, and I use it as my profile photo in Slack and just cropped me out of it. So that's what's happening. We're in Atlanta,
Atlanta for Southeast Dreamin,
and it's going great.
I got to keynote. It was fun. I was nervous, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I think it went well.
What did you talk about, Mom?
Advocacy.
Ooh, advocacy.
Yes.
Okay. It's like I wasn't there.
I appreciate you asking questions during the panel too. It really started the engagement for me.
Oh yeah, it was great that I forgot that people submitted questions in advance and you had questions. So you asked one question and then you were like, anyone from the audience have a question? Okay, good, I have a question. And then you like read it again, and so I was like, oh, I wonder how many times she's gonna do that. And so then as soon as you stopped and looked up, I was like, okay, because so first of all, the session, it's the keynote piece itself, I think was really poignant about, it doesn't have to be headlines of things that you're doing, right? You don't have to be it's not binary whether you're an advocate or not, right? This is so interesting with you staring at me while I'm talking. That, it can be little things. It was funny, actually. I was sitting next to Jen Lang and some other people from Charlotte. And as you were giving examples of stuff, like, she at our last meeting spent like the hour after she got home, like sending links to people and said like all these referrals. And then like I actually gave her a referral for the job she has. So all these examples you were giving, we were like tapping each other. We're like, oh yeah, we do that, right? Oh, we do that, right?
So you did that for me.
Yeah. And it's a good like reminder that, again, you don't have to, whether there's DEI programs or not, you can be the DEI you want to see in the world.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Just be the D is not probably the right thing to say. But the panelists, I think, was really interesting. It was a good variety of 3 people, and
2 worked for Salesforce, right?
You introduced them,
yes,
so
I did.
You would think that you would know.
I should have also at least read that once, because I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Catherine and Brandon work for Salesforce.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then Christy.
No, I got that wrong. Christine and Brandon work for Salesforce, and Catherine in the middle owns a company called Candy Box, which is just a fun name.
Which is not boxes of candy.
It is.
We
not.
checked.
It's RevOps, right? RevOps.
Yeah, that sounds like the right buzzword. No, but they were great, and it was really interesting, like talking about, advocating for yourself, figuring out allies in your company right when you need them, if like noticing things, and then making a point to rectify them.
I also like the last part where the guy was like, what if I see something and I want to advocate for that person, but they don't want the spotlight on them? I thought that was a really good question. Like, I see someone being talked over in a meeting, but it would make them more embarrassed if I was like, oh, let her finish. So he was like, what do we do there? And that's why when Brandon said, after the meeting, maybe pull him aside and be like, hey, I noticed this. I'm ready to step in, or like, voice for you. Are you okay with that? Because I was like, oh, because I'm sure there've been times that someone has like been like,
too much,
sticking up for somebody, and that person's like, oh my God, shut up. Like, I don't want that.
I would like to be more invisible.
Yeah.
Yes, it was fine.
Should we tell our fun listeners what just happened?
What just happened?
So Christy and I went and grabbed a little chips and salsa from across the street, and then we came back to the hotel, and my key wasn't working in the elevator. So I thought maybe I just accidentally deactivated it or lost the card with my other card. And then Christy's key also didn't work, which means they deactivated our cards, which means I forgot to book this night.
So fortunately, they didn't come pack up our crap. If I had been a maid and opened this door expecting it to be empty and saw just the hot mess that it is in here, I would have been like, no, I'm not doing this.
I'll come back at 5.
Right. Yeah. We'll see if this resolves itself. But yeah, so fortunately, there's availability tonight, so
Yeah.
we don't have to sleep under a
I
bridge.
was like ready for like the panic and all that. And she like, oh my gosh. Da, da, da. And Christy's like, do you have room tonight? Yeah. Just, sure. Yep.
She didn't even say a rate or anything, so
Yeah.
I have no idea. It could have cost $1 million, but
I,
sure.
she was just very like, yeah, no
Yeah,
big deal.
this is
I was
the
ready
first
for
time
all the
this has
panics.
happened. Yeah, no.
It's not the first time this has happened.
Does that happen to you as an ADD thing that, like, when someone panics, you unpanic? Like, are you the opposite? I just remember the first time I took a trip with Brad, to visit you in Denver. And he didn't live with me at the time, and he came over, and then we took an Uber to the airport. So we're going to get in, and I'm like, okay, I'm the more frequent traveler, right? So I'm like, oh, do you have your ID? Do you have your wallet? Do you have And he's like, no, I don't. So he's like, oh, it's in my console. So he goes to look in his car, and he just popped out like just a little prairie dog with this look of like utter dread on his face. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get out the Uber. We're gonna go to your house, right? We're on Southwest, so we're gonna call and reschedule. Like, we can do all the things, and you just drive and we'll get us there and we'll figure it out. And he's like, he was so ready for me to be mad. And it's like, uh, I mean, is it ideal? No, but also we were gonna get there late and like stay at a hotel so that we didn't get to your house in the middle of the night. So we just instead got there the next morning, went straight.
Yeah.
So we like saved money almost in the end, and it's fine. But yeah, just that, like, I feel like I'm scattered all over the place, and usually he's my touch point of like, hey, can you help me make a decision?
Yeah.
But I also preface with like, I might completely ignore what you say, but I need to like talk it out. And sometimes him picking a thing makes me realize like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Like, so I want to do the opposite
I
thing.
definitely
Bye,
don't.
right? So usually it goes the other way, but for some reason when it's like, especially when he's outside his comfort zone, right? And then it's kind of like, okay, well then I'm all efficient.
Yeah, I think that's one of the traits is we're supposed to be like good in a pinch or good in a high stress situation. I don't know. I just would. It was like only like 12:15. I just like someone would have come up here and just start chucking our shit out.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God, what about our stuff? And then the first thing I thought was, I hope my toiletries, would they put it in the bags correctly? Yes. Oh my God.
I have expensive makeup face crap in there but I don't even know what it does.
So much expensive makeup or facial steps. Steps.
This is also an interesting thing about, like, we've been doing this a while, right? So I think some people might hear like, oh, we didn't go to a session. We left and went to lunch by ourselves.
Oh shit. Yeah, we should preface that.
But, but it depends on what you're trying to get out of the conference, right? Like, I did go to a session and it was great. And I'm sure the sessions are great, right? But I don't think we're in like super acquisition learning mode, right? Because we're old school. No. But a lot of it is more about seeing and fostering the connections you already have, right? So, just like seeing and catching up with people, with the community team, like talking to the sponsors, right? And yes, sessions are a part of it, but I think when I used to go, I'm like trying to cram so much stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right. And sometimes it's like, I need a break, right? Or like, let's go have a glass of wine and have a session in the bar.
Yeah, our bar set. Well, and I think I've made the joke before of like, well, I have the internet. If I need to learn something, I will. But like, honestly, that's kind of not true because here and these events is when I learn about stuff I don't know what I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go look for it. I didn't know about these new, I keep calling them nodes, but they're elements, I guess, in Flow. And Reby went to, I can't remember where she went, but then came back and was talking about this like transpose or transform. And I was like, what? And apparently there's also another one called another thing that I can't remember right now.
Sure.
It is,
good story.
Yeah. And it does a thing.
So I feel like Transform I saw on Release Readiness Live, which doesn't exist anymore, but well, they changed it because of course Salesforce, but, and I thought it was related to more data cloud stuff, but I think it can be anything, right? When you've got some data and you need it to look a different way. I've never had a great use case that I was like, I think I need to transform.
Yeah, I think what Ruby was saying something like, or the person I was talking to yesterday, I was Dee. I was actually talking to, and she said that you could use it to like go look at like parent records and like grab the data for that, which is it's 1,000% what I was just doing in this last flow. So
nice,
I think, but I don't think the sandbox has it that I'm working in because I haven't seen any of the elements, and I've been living in this one mega fatty daddy flow that at first I was like very, very excited about. I was like, I'm going to screenshot this and put it in my kudos folder. And then it became out of control. And I was like, nope, I think I'm embarrassed about this one now. This one should have been different. This one should have been code, or this one should be more dynamic. I have far too many decision trees that are
We don't
damn
do it
near
on
this is true.
ourselves.
And you don't know it at the time. Then it was part subflow flow, and I brought it back together because all the updates you have to feed to the subflow got annoying. But now I have all this repetition that really should have been more dynamic. Like every tree is nearly the same, just 1 year. Like it's years of school. Like you do creating the same cases, creating the same yearly thing, the same progression records next year. So, but I know that now. So like I learned that from this big fatty daddy mega flow.
Okay. And you learned it from somebody who went somewhere and learned it.
Yeah. And then how to do it better next time.
I just learned about reporting and putting dashboards in places where you might not think to put dashboards. And
like where?
It was really interesting. So, first of all, he put a rich text component on the homepage with links to additional dashboards so that like if there's top 3 dashboards they need to run, you can set one of them as the component, but then have the other 2 right there.
Smart.
I also really like the idea of putting an open opportunities report chart on a case page and the opposite, so that if you are the support rep and you're looking at your case, you can see that there's open opportunities on the account that you're working with. That is a small visual force page dealio to be able to get the filters the way you want. But also using app pages and the utility bar was a really smart one. He's like, maybe the last week of the quarter, you put current quarter sales in the utility bar so people can run it every 5 minutes, right? Like it's just there at the bottom and you can run it all the time.
That's smart.
I know.
Who led that?
Aaron Creer, from New Hampshire, who's on the Northeast Dreamin team.
Nice.
So yeah, shout out to them. It's in Boston this year.
Oh, I love Boston.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a very long time, but I like their Italian food. Like there's this whole little West End, North End, something like that. Like the whole street smelled like garlic. It was great.
Yes, they have
Boston
cannolis there as well.
Boston. I feel like I learned something yesterday. What did I sat in Brittany Charles, some of her session, and about like building connection with clients and the whole of communicating and being taking ownership if something goes awry, and how to make sure like if it's kind of maybe a sticky relationship, how to kind of bring it back in.
Okay.
And then I popped out of that session and came to where you were.
Jen Lee had a great Agent Force session. I haven't been to any of the Agent Force Now different roadshow related things. But I did help TA for that session, so I got the stuff in advance. And it was really interesting because it's a good reminder. Like, I haven't really been agent forcing in spite of the deluge of it.
The tsunami.
Yeah, but it reminded me about Prompt Builder as it relates to field details. So basically, the example was building a prompt that looks at like other stuff going on the record. Oh, in this case, it was like at Coral Gable Resorts or whatever it's called, like building a description of a fitness class. And so you give it kind of parameters and then it builds a description. And it was fun because I asked it to change it to a Southern accent. And so it put like y'all in there like 7 times, which was great. But one of the first things I saw about LLM stuff in Salesforce was a prompt builder about like a case description to get like current status of this case. I'm sorry, of this account.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Of the account as a whole, right? Of cases, opportunities, right? What's recent activity, right? So
yeah, just
sentiment maybe,
the
right?
high level of
so
it.
Same kind of thing. Like if I'm going to have an engagement with this person, like what am I expecting them to...
Yeah. We just send them 17
right?
part out emails and they're like, oh, we haven't talked in a while. I'll be like, no, I just got 14 drip campaign emails. I think that's smart. There's like, I can imagine a ton of use cases, or like, give me the high level, give me like 3 bullets of what's going on.
Yeah. It so reminded me that there's For especially for enterprise and up, maybe for everybody, I don't know. There's like a $0 SKU that gives you like 200,000 credits or something.
Oh,
I haven't really
they're
gotten
doing a
into credit math, but
they're
there's
doing a
some like,
consumption base now. They did drop the price because I had a client that was going to do Agent Force. So the chefs can order via text, and then they can also push out text marketing, and then also it will check in with them and be like, last week you ordered 4 pounds of arugula and you want the same this week, would you like your same order? He didn't go through with it. It's because it is a little pricey for his little business.
mm,
But I built this whole community portal for the chefs to order, and they're just not using it. They're still just calling Lauren because they're chefs, so they're not at a computer.
mm,
They're in the fucking kitchen or they're prepping or whatever. So I don't know what he's going to do. But all that to say is I did learn a little bit more about
hmm
the price and all the shit that it does. And then for a client I have now, I did build um, Einstein. It wasn't recommendations. But what it was kind of in the vein of a prompt builder because I put it on their deal. They renamed opportunities to deal. Is it on that? That's like I put in the suggested prompty type stuff, but it was more like a dialogue box, not like the stuff I saw you doing it with the Agent Force stuff. But anyway, so I put it in and you give it the parameters and tell it what fields to look at and what objects to look at. So I can tell it to look at multiple things, go look at the application, look at this, and then tell me the percentage of them to close on this, or what are their key motivators, because this is like a franchise system, so this isn't like a $5 thing. This is like buying a business.
okay.
So it's like, what's their motivations for closing, or what's their motivation for getting the business. So I think it's cool. So then I showed them how to do it and I was like, yeah, let's look more into it. And they're like, no, I think we got it. And I was like, oh, well, I want to play with it. I was like, well, fine. Like there's the same people that I was stressed out about Tableau because I told them,
Mm.
hey, I can do it for you. And it's not a pick up and learn easy. I did not know that. So eventually I did either enough as far as they were concerned because they actually brought in someone else to do it.
Oh, really? Well,
But you know what?
that's not what you got hired for to start.
I did tell them right when I booked them, they were like, oh, we're getting Tableau. Can you help with it? I was like, absolutely. So no, it wasn't. And I'm glad they have someone, but I think they're in a good place. The other day I was like, hey, can I see your dashboard? Let me see how it's coming along.
Right?
Yeah, I was like, they look like they did a great job. This was fucking hard. I've never been so frustrated because I could not pick it up fast.
It's like a lot. It's a whole
It's so
niche
different.
of a thing, I
It
think,
is.
too, right?
It's a
That
whole
like,
different like pseudo language. It's a lot.
but it's also interesting. I was just thinking recently about the balance between when are you ready to go to a BI tool
Mm.
or Tableau or something. So, the thing I'm working on right now is for activities. Like, let's say we tell our salespeople, you need to call into cold opportunities this week, or call into missed demo appointments from the last 6 months, right? Or whatever, like list your essentially call list that you're building. But then we need a way to know that you did that, right? So how do I get the activity to know, was this a prospect or customer at the time you did it? Because if you're selling to somebody, then on Monday they're a prospect, but on Friday they might be a client. And then how do you? So he was like, well, you've got account history that's tracking the account type, but activities have their multi blah 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 lookups with the what ID and who ID.
Oh yeah.
So you can't like use formulas. And again, even if you could. So I was interested of like, if this is multiple data sets, could you merge them together and then kind of figure it out? But what I ended up doing so far, that's in a sandbox because I'm testing in sandbox before I put it in production, um, is getting like deriving an account status. So I had to roll up some things about like most recently closed lost opportunity, most recent like missed demo, like to get some dates and then evaluate them against each other so that when an activity on that account happens, I can stamp it from the account.
Mm.
So it doesn't get me anything going backwards, but it would get me stuff to start
Yeah.
moving forward that then we could start tracking. But um, it's interesting. Those things where it's like, oh, we could have been doing it this way the whole time, but then we haven't.
Yeah.
then we never tried to report on it before.
It's the
But then do we
historical
want to
data.
add in
Yeah.
a whole tool because Salesforce, is very point in time. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, is very current state, not point in time.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
you have
So
to kind of build it.
one of my most first frustrated moments, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to build this in Salesforce. And I went through it and it just can't, it's not because they don't have.
do this in Salesforce.
No, they want year over year and they want to look at it comparatively. I want to look at all of the deals closed this month versus this month last year. And they like to look at leads, like just leads in general, how many you get and then convert it. But like they want to look year over year, how many leads they got. And I was like, well, that's all. So, I mean, it makes sense of having that BI tool, but I tried real hard for a second there.
Okay, Steve Mo taught me a formula that is, so I wanted to do the thing year over year, but like year to date over year to date, right?
Okay.
So the Q1 and Q2 of this year and last year, for example, right now. And so there's a formula that you can put on, like, let's say I was doing opportunities. So then you can use that as your filter so that it's either, it's like day of the year or something. So if today is less than or equal to this, then like, yes, include this one. And then year minus. Anyway, I'll have to look. This is not a great story.
No, yeah, show it to me. It was also, they wanted it all in one dashboard and they want the filter that she could just like drop down and be like last quarter, this quarter. Yeah. It was, I mean, I guess in one way, this person, I guess they are helping are like really like live, eat, sleep, breathe Tableau. And I don't feel like their dashboard looked any different. That's not fair. It does look really good. Absolutely. But I just was expecting it to be like, wow, and bells and whistles. And it's kind of not. And I don't know if it's just the type of data because they really just want numbers. They want like tiles of numbers.
No charts.
No, they don't need it. It's
see.
like, yeah, numbers over numbers. But the BI, I think I played with Power BI back in the day. But I know that, I don't know. Then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I couldn't find any help. I like hit up all my Slack channels and all my network. So then the other part of me was like, oh shit, I should learn this. This might be.
Oh, you want to become this person?
Yeah, like there's obviously a market for it, but I don't love the tool is the problem. I just don't. I'm like, I don't know if I even knew it really well. I'd be like, yeah, it's my jam. Yeah, just don't think so.
Christy Brown spells her name wonderfully, A, and B, has a blog and I think is, unless I'm misremembering, is the Tableau person.
I'll have to look. I even was this close. You can see this. It's a small closeness, people, for the listeners. My high school boyfriend works for Tableau. Was this close to calling him and being like, fucking explain your stupid ass tool to me. God damn it.
Oh, that's amazing. Hey,
Chad. Sup, yo?
Oh my God, his name's Chad.
His name is Chad. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, 90s high school girl. Everybody's a Chad.
I texted somebody was asking to map anything, a Salesforce Maps question, and I was like, I could text somebody that I used to work with. But
I have access.
They don't, he does different stuff at Salesforce now, but I was like, do you know this? And he's like, yeah, right. It's nice when you can just get the information that's just right in someone else's head.
Yeah. Yes.
But you have to know those people, which is another thing that was interesting kind of about the panel and all this stuff about networking and everything. Like, I think the key that people don't think about is consistent networking, right? So that it's, I can't just ask when I need something, right? You need to kind of facilitate, whether it's coffee, catch up stuff, whether it's like sending you an article I think you might like, right? You can't send a LinkedIn request and like, then that's it, right? If you actually want help.
Well, that's a perfect way to put it. I was talking with a friend recently, and she had met someone that had like in the community that was like in it and out of it. Anyways, it was like, I'm lacking female friends. I'm lacking this connection. And she was like, I got you, right? So she like sent a few texts and stuff and they just didn't respond. And I was like, well, like, you can't say I'm lacking connection and then not respond. Now, and it's not like she just sent one, because everyone knows, like, oh, you can forget a text or like, oh, I didn't realize I read that. Or
I replied to you in my head 3 days.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I know not everyone is like us and, I'll go talk to any stranger, but I find it a little frustrating when you're asking for connection and someone's offering it and then you don't reciprocate. I don't know.
Or like follow up about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah. Like just,
if you're wanting something from me, the onus is on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Because she didn't actually have to do it, but she was like, okay, I got you. Like you're wanting more of a connection. And then they didn't reach out. And I was like, I don't know why. It wasn't even my interaction and I was bugged. And I was like, ugh.
Well, that's funny because from a personal perspective, I recently went to a baby shower of a friend of mine I've had for a long time. And so there was a lot of people from my quote unquote former life when
Mm,
I was married that, I mean, didn't like flip me off and run away or anything when I got divorced, but I just haven't talked to them. I don't talk to them regularly, but I still like them, right? So I was like giving myself a pep talk on the way there. Like if they wanted to be active in my life, like they could do that,
mm.
right? So I'm like, I need to not. I can stand here and have a small talk, and I'm happy to talk to you, but I need to not like get myself excited about getting back into friendship
Yeah.
with
Are we
people
rekindling?
because then I don't know if you've ever had those friends where it feels like every time you talk, you just end up being like, we should get together. But you're always the one saying it and then it never
Yeah.
happens. And like, I don't need to set myself up for that, especially because my ADD ass is not going to remember
Yeah.
to follow up with X number of people. Like, so I've got a pretty good
Yeah.
corral right now. Like, I don't need more friends. That sounds,
No, you
yeah,
don't need more obligations
right.
because if I want to be a good friend, I want to foster it. And I have the time to properly foster that. And I know that saying is used a lot, but like if they wanted to, they would.
But it's just like a habit of any other habit you're trying to build,
Yeah.
right? Friendship and like relationships, like, right? It's building that cadence or whatever it is, starting a podcast so
Yeah.
you actually talk to each other once a week, maybe sometimes
I
if.
take pride in the fact that I've always been this way. Thank God for texting. Is I will text somebody if something reminds me of them. I don't care if I haven't talked to them in 20 years.
Yes, and like immediately.
Immediately, or I will forget.
You were talking about scheduling your texts, which is kind of you. In my opinion, in this day and age, if your phone is going to wake you up, then it's your job to mute
Yes.
your.
I also was trying to play into the conversation. I am never sending texts at 2 a.m. I'm never
Oh.
awake at 2 a.m. But I was trying to help the guy.
But yeah, I definitely think of people at random times. But again, it's like, yeah, like you said, just send it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
Oh,
and I'm like, just,
I'd
I
see
don't care if I
polka
haven't.
dots. Oh, hi, Melinda.
Yep.
What's up, polka dots?
I'm like, why not? Who cares? Maybe we're not close anymore. Maybe you were a work colleague and I happen to have your cell phone number, but I think maybe it's age thing or whatever. I don't care. Like I thought of you. I'm going to tell you something silly. If you roll your eyes and you think that's dumb, that's fine.
But also, what if that then reminds them of you and they're like, oh, actually, you're doing consulting now. Like, I have a referral for you, right? Like that. So, like, that's networking, but it's not, right? It's like being interested in people.
It's just, yeah.
And,
Just
but,
getting the connection and wanting
mm,
to say hi. Like, Jason and I still will do a happy hour. I talk to him all the time, but we'll like have a happy hour and it's like, how are you? Like what, like, yes, I know you have a job and yes, I know you have a kid, blah, blah, blah. But like,
mm,
how are you? Like, I love that question that Christine asked. Like, she likes to ask somebody, what's lighting you up? I love that question. Not like, what are you working on? I love the, like, what's bringing you joy today? Or what are you working on that's lighting you up? I was like, oh, that's a great question.
okay, maybe that's a great place for us to end our conversation
Oh,
today.
yes.
So,
Because you mentioned wine, because I want to go do that.
oh.
So, yeah.
What's lightening your life?
I said it, well, as we know from my keynote too, which I'm very grateful to have been asked. Thank you, universe and D and Southeast Dreamin. But I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I make the joke all the time that everything I've learned about Pardot has been against my will. But honestly, I'm kind of liking it now because it is kind of a repeatable process. Like when you implement it, it's kind of the same stuff, but not in a boring way. Like, oh, I got this. Oh, you need a quick implementation? Fuck yeah, I have the steps right here. Easy peasy. We're going to work on your DNS first. We're going to set you up. And like, I don't want to say rinse and repeat kind of. So it makes me feel a little more confident to do it. I'm subcontracting through Agile Cloud right now for a quick start that I got through Caitlin because we used to work with her at Arcus. And I was like, yeah, no, I can do this. Like, it's like cake. And Pardot can be really frustrating.
And it's a really big impact to customers too.
Yeah.
If they don't have a person that just has that knowledge, right?
Yeah. And I'm still learning. I learned this week about activating email content after you've updated a template, even though it's already activated, because then it's not correct in the drip campaign. This one client, like everything, if anything could have gone wrong with Pardot, it has with them. And they still are like happy and joyful. And I'm like,
it's better than it was.
Yeah.
Sending it manually.
Oh, yeah, right. So I don't know why, but like, I mean, I do know why, but I honestly think I'm like, yeah, I think that's kind of what's bringing me joy. And I thought that when she had said that earlier, I was like, oh my God, I'm talk shit about part out, but I'm like, oh my God, I kind of really like it. What
Uh,
about you?
what about me? My answer wasn't a work-related answer originally. Do I need a work-related answer?
Oh, I thought we were talking about work
Oh,
when she asked that. Oh, which, oh, ooh, I'd be like, that's broader. No,
yeah. Well,
you do whatever you want. Don't make it work related. I
um,
have other things I have other things that brighten my life besides part on.
but just wanted to let everybody know. I think right now I'm in a good place. Okay, so I'm an ADHD crafter, right? So I think about ideas of I literally have a list on my phone of just the randomest things. But recently I've been just in like a just try it mentality, right? Like do it once, like just you already have the things,
Yeah.
like which sort of justifies the hoarding a little bit, but that's how crafting works, kind of.
Yeah, you have a backstock.
But there you yeah. So I tried like paper quilting. So like basically just cutting squares and triangles of paper, but then you lay it out on like a darker base and it's like a quilt, right? But without sewing. I mean, you could sew paper too. But and like so then I got this paper because there was a paper sale. So then I'm like, what else can I do? And so I made some paper flowers
Oh, fun.
and just like it doesn't take that long. In my brain, everything is hard, if I haven't done it before. So, yeah, I don't
You should
know.
try it.
It's good like exploring, but also I'm trying to use the things I have
Yeah.
and not just keep chasing the
Oh,
next
yeah. I have this new
thing.
idea. I need all
Yeah.
the tools for
I mean, I also do that sort of, but
it.
eventually I get there. And so, yeah, just trying to be creative and
I like that. I'm trying to bring
like
that more
make
back in.
time to do that, right? Yeah, it's one of those things like especially in my house, like if I sit downstairs, it's mostly reading or like watching. I don't really. I'm trying not to watch too much TV because it just ends up being a black hole a little bit. But then
Yes.
upstairs, the main place to sit is in our computer lab room, and so then I'm in front of my computer. But then the space I have for crafting, I put a bunch of crap on it because I'm me. And so I'm like pushing my computer keyboard out of the way to like do my little paper cuts and stuff. But that's fine too. It's
Yeah.
like, even if I make my life precarious, it's still
It does
like
matter where
just
you
doing it.
are
I
though,
don't have to, yeah.
because I love still working on, the miniature, the house and all this stuff, but
Mm.
I was doing it more when it was upstairs. So it's in my office and I don't really,
You don't,
I do a little bit
out of
down
sight,
there,
out of mind.
but
You got
because
to
I
go
have it
down
on
with purpose.
yeah, and I have it like on a little trolley. So
Mm.
I can bring it back upstairs. So what I would do is I would wheel it out and be at the dining table and the
Hmm.
family would be watching TV, but I'm still like with them. And then I would just wheel it back into like the spare room. But I had this little nook between the spare room and the bathroom. But then I decided to make the little corner a decorative corner. So now it can't
Mm.
wheel in there. But I did more when I had it upstairs. So I don't know. I was thinking about doing that. Like I can, because it's in 3 levels. I can take the pieces apart. Like I just bring a floor up. I'm bringing floor 2 up right now. We're working on floor 2.
It's a basement day.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Good.
this
Well,
was
that's
lovely.
good. We have regular things and work things.
Check, check.
Lighten us up. So we're just a ball of sunshine.
We are
I've
just so
apparently
gracious.
lost the ability to speak, so I think that means it's time for wine,
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so.
Awesome. So in the meantime, stay ready.
Bye.